Hi, my name is Gabriella Sanchez, and I'm an artist, mostly a painter, and I got started in my practice really through graphic design, working on my computer for other people, designing a lot of digital media like posters and prints and stuff like that, and then eventually got into painting. I think I first went to one of the Dia de los Muertos carnivals that Self-Help puts on, and that's where I got to know you guys, and at one of those fairs. And then after that, things just kept popping up in connection with art, and I just found myself finding more people who had worked with you all, with the printmaking shop specifically, and had reached out to find out more about that program, and then just kept in contact, and then eventually got to be a part of this atelier. So this print I did in 2020 during the pandemic, and I was kind of looking at it as a collaboration with my father, who passed years ago, and I have a bunch of his stuff that I keep on a bookshelf of his, and I am really interested in archival photographs and just documentation and keeping a record of our lives, our community, and how we kind of build community. And so I thought about this piece as a collaboration with my dad, even though he had passed, where I took photographs of a bunch of his stuff that I had just there on the shelf. And you can see here is his harmonica. This and this over here are pieces from a birthday card that he sent me, and while he was in jail. And this was a drawing that he had of himself made that is on an envelope that was then just laminated. And the title comes from a book that he had called A History of the Mexican American People, and these are two photos from within that book. And this part is even a stamp from one of the letters that he sent us, where you can see it says inspected, no money enclosed. And so I took a photo of all of these pieces just with my phone, and then I brought them into Photoshop, and I played around with them and collaged them digitally and manipulated the colors. And then I came into the print shop and worked with Dewey and Gabby, and we figured out how we could take each layer and build it back up to make this kind of quilted print. And so it is about, I think, 8 layers, and this is the last layer we did, and it's this gold hand done sketching, and yeah, this is really just me weaving in some of my practice with in conversation with my father. It was a really cool experience being a part of the atelier. I think I got to meet some artists that I didn't know already. I mean, even being asked to be a part of the atelier was really cool, and felt very honored, and also to have it be a workshop with people from different generations too was really cool. I think, and brought some new perspective for me, or yeah. It was really also a good experience hearing the other artists talk about their print and being able to share, not even in a formal way, but just kind of share their practice, their process, and see where we connect and where we diverge and where we overlap was really cool, because there is common through lines, I think, in all of the artists' work in different ways, even though we have people who are more painters or maybe more photographers or more print based, but even with all of the different mediums, there is this common theme that is kind of about a record keeping or a memory, a living memory that is really, feels really good to be able to talk about collectively, I think. So being in the print shop and doing the print I kind of came in with the attitude that it was all going to be kind of a learning experience. I hadn't really done it like this before, and even though I knew a little bit about what screen printing was, I hadn't been through the process myself really, and like step by step. And so it was cool to be able to come in and be here pretty much every day with Dewey and Gabby and figure it out. Things would come up that turned out differently than we had anticipated, and so we had to figure out how to maybe like navigate around it, or maybe like embrace that whatever was coming up and figure out how to make it work. And that was really fun and cool, because that's kind of what it's like when painting too, so it was fun to have that experience in a different medium. And because I was working with other people, I didn't feel as stressed as I would have if the project was just on me, because I knew that Dewey was there, who had a lot of knowledge and experience, and that we could all just like throw out ideas and bounce them off each other to figure out how to problem solve anything that came up. So yeah, it was a cool experience. I think I learned a lot.